What's up, guys? I've constantly been given shit about not completing games. And while I get that very much because it's something that I was definitely looking to address with these gaming videos that I was going to do, I realized something just a couple days ago. It seems like nobody really completes their games. So what am I talking about? Okay, guys, for a long time, and you've probably even heard it if you've listened to our podcasts for years and whatnot. Yes, I'm on a bunch of podcasts. You can catch me on things like I was on the Legacy of Gaming. That was something that would have talked about this. I was on What's Up Fandom Night. That's something that would have talked about this. You've probably even actually possibly heard it on the Sentai Review. And of course, you would have most certainly heard it on the Controller Pileup. Those 4 podcasts, if you listen to any of those, if you listen to them consistently, you've probably heard the argument that I get accused of not finishing games. And while I finish games at a much higher rate than, say, my buddy Shane doesn't finish no games. Like, he used to. He's getting a hell of a lot better about it. But he used to not finish games like crazy, way worse than me. We got a buddy named Jeremy who constantly brought it up. Always brought it up. You guys don't finish games. I don't understand. You guys just literally just jump to the next game, to the next game, to the next game. Now for me, because we had an argument once that what if to get rid of all the DLC, if they allowed games to be finished, and when the finish was done, they charged extra. Say each game cost $80. It was a bigger drop, but it stopped the market from nickel and diming you with all this garbage. And it allowed for a major change in the way that we game in general. You buy a game, you're a little more dedicated to that game, it costs you money, you're going to finish it. Well, that argument kind of spawned this area where we started talking about things like, well, you guys don't really finish games. And I was grouped into that. And I started this series of videos on here where specifically each month I was going to come in and I was going to talk about the games I'd been playing, whether or not I actually finished them, whether or not I stuck with it, yada yada, the kind of money that it cost me, and whether or not I was wasting money. And the reason that this came to an end is because I don't have enough time to play games the way that kind of a video would need. So I discovered after doing it twice that it was constantly the same kind of video. It was like, hey guys, I'm still playing this game, blah, 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 or I've changed this game and I'm doing this game. So like I mentioned 4 or 5 games a month that I was playing, but it was like mostly always going to be the same crap and it's going to sound like I'm constantly adding stuff. And then like you'd hear about, Dragon Age Origin or whatever for 4 months because when I've only got 2 hours of free time a day, it's going to take me a minute to finish that game. Like, I'm still playing it. So look, it is understandable why he brought this up, and that's why those videos are not continuing anymore. Not because of what I'm talking about right now necessarily, but yes, that they would have all been the same video, and I just didn't figure I wanted to do that. But I got to looking at achievements a couple days ago. And achievements are a thing, like achievements and trophies. I'm not a big fan of them. I think that they actually hurt gaming because they turn it into this fucking dick measuring contest or like everybody's going for trophies or something and nobody's really just playing the game, just enjoying the game. Like there's people like I get it, guys, if you're a trophy hunter, achievement hunter, whatever you are, if you're a completionist, that's great. That's great for you. That's the way you want to play the game. But I hate that there's like this system now where it kind of adds kind of adds a new level to playing games where I'm constantly on a judgment scale, where I'm like, yes, I beat that game. And they're like, yeah, but did you so-and-so? Because you don't have the trophy so you didn't really beat the game. Okay, whatever. But as I looked through these things, I started realizing nobody seems to complete their games. Like, nobody. And what is going on? You know, let's take a look. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so here I am. I'm on my Steam account. I figured I would come in here and I would just kind of give you an idea of what I was talking about. This game, of course, isn't going to give us anything that we could actually look at, but check this out. Let's just go to Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night. Let's go down here. Eradicate the twin-headed dragon. Okay, that's as far as I got, and then the game started crashing on me and everything, so I ended up stopping playing. 65% of people that bought this game actually got that far. Okay, I'm legitimately impressed. But let's go to Catherine here, okay? What is this? Let's find one. 18%. One gold prize on normal or hard mode. Only less than 20% of people even get that. Unlock the Coliseum. Stay in the bar until all other customers leave. Only about 20% of people, actually do that. These are all just achievements that don't actually prove what I'm talking about. So let's go to something like Dead or Alive Last Round. That might actually be perfect. Look at this. Complete arcade mode. That's it. Complete solo. That's it. Clear one course in arcade mode. One course in arcade mode. Only 21% of the people that bought this game completed one course in arcade mode. What? What? That means there's by this number, there's 79% of the people that buy this game and have never, ever completed even one course in arcade mode. That kind of blows my mind. And then I go down here. Let's go to Dragon Age Origins, which is something that I have been playing. Scroll down a little bit here. Well, there's no trophies, so we're not going to do that one. Dragon Quest might well have trophies. All of them are locked achievements. Okay. Oh, look, I'm trying to actually show people something, and now I'm not finding anything. Final Fantasy IV. This might be a good one. Final Fantasy IV, which I started this game, and I'm relatively 17 hours in. It's not doing too bad. Let's see where my run through is. Okay. Catching on. Complete 30% of the bestiary. 30% of the bestiary, that is a trademark for how far you've gone through the game, because if you're going through the game, you're going to complete 30% of the bestiary. And only 33% of the people that buy this game get 30% through the game. That's it. That's it. Only 33% of people that buy this game make it through 30% of the bestiary. That blows my mind. Defeat Cognazzo. Only 37% of people that actually play this game will get as far as defeating the elemental fiend of water. That's not that far in, guys. It really isn't. It doesn't feel like it is anyway. What about Final Fantasy VI? That's something that I'm currently running through. Oh, somehow I've done nothing in this, which is kind of mind-blowing. I don't know. The achievements must be crazy or something in this. Of course, I did just get this not way too long ago when all the Final Fantasy stuff went on sale. So I got this and I was playing it, and I started checking out like right now I just flew to the Empire and I'm about to meet the Emperor. And, you know, he's going to tell me that they don't want to fight anymore. Let's talk about Injustice, Gods Among Us, which I just started that not way too long ago myself. It's 52% there. There's a 38. View a hero card. Stupid stuff. None of this really proves what I'm talking about. I would have planned this out a little better. It's just that this is exactly what I was doing. I was literally just going down the list, and I was just kind of looking at things. And like on Resident Evil 3, I went to Resident Evil 3, and I was like, what are some of these things that you can get here? And like Nemesis down, defeat stage 3 Nemesis, 71% people can do that, 71. So this is a game that seems to be most people get this game. Most people play this game through, and that's cool. We are going to come across that, and that is a decent deal. Clear episode 2. 20%. 20% of the people that bought, that means 80% of people that bought Resident Evil 2 Revelations. 80% of the people that have bought Resident Evil 2 Revelations, at least on Steam, have never cleared the second episode. The second episode! They haven't even reached the halfway point, okay? That was the most recent thing that I went back through and did. And I'm part of the 20% of people that have actually completed 50% of this game. I admit that since I moved to the PC, basically what I play is raid mode on this, like getting a character to level 100 and yada yada. But it's still crazy to me. Persona 4. There's a 70, there's a 66, 50, 50, 50, 48. Okay, what's this say? Register a skill card? Okay. Exploit enemy weakness 100 times. Less than 50% of the people that have ever played this game on Steam, less than 50% of those people have spotted an enemy weakness 100 times. What? Like, what? Finish the game using Chris. Holy shit, this is a big one. Resident Evil. Resident Evil. Less than 15% of people that have played this game on Steam have managed to beat the game with Chris. Only 22% of those people, because let's say we group them together, only 22% of those people have played as Jill and actually beat the game. That means, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. 78% of all people that have played this game with Jill Valentine have never beat it with Jill Valentine. You know, Resident Evil can be hard, but is it that hard? Here's one that really kicked me last night when I was going through it. Currently, I'm playing Rise of the Tomb Raider. That's currently the one that I'm playing, and this is the one that really made me look at it. Defeat a deathless swordsman using a melee attack. Less than 30% of people have ever even done that. It just... Paying respects. Attend a funeral. That's like part of the storyline. Less than 20% of people... Less than 20% of people, not by much, but less than 20% of the people that have played this game have actually gotten to the point where you do the attend a funeral. Or like down here, I specifically bought the Sega Genesis Drive, the Mega Drive Classics, the Sega Genesis Classics. I specifically bought this for one game that I was going to play. Shining Force. Look at this. What? Make it to Alteron. Alterone. I don't know how you're supposed to say that name. Alterion? Alterion? This is not that far in the game. This is not that far in the game. This is pretty early game. Less than 1% of all people who have ever bought this collection. Less than 1%? This is a groundbreaking RPG. Shining Force is a groundbreaking, amazing RPG. Maybe the numbers are skewed here, because a lot of people would buy this for Sonic or the Streets of Rage or something like that. Maybe we could make the argument that it's skewed here. And maybe we could go to this, okay? What's this? Perform a Soul? Complete one character's story in Soul of Chronicles. One! One character! Less than 20%, only 19% of all people that have played Soulcalibur 6 have managed to complete one character's story in Soul Chronicles. What? What? Looking at these, it makes me feel like it's not just me that doesn't finish games. So do you see where I'm coming from? Do you get what I mean? I went through the list a little bit and kind of showed off some of the Steam library and kind of showed how crazy I think it is that so many games are left completely unfinished. This is not like, it's not like a rare thing. It seems to me like it's very, very common for people to get games, play them for all of 20 minutes, and move on. And I don't know, is it a focus thing? You know, it got me thinking, because this has been called out with me many times, where they're like, well, you don't really finish games, you get like halfway through them and you move on to something else. And while I can't deny that happens to me, it happens to me, okay? I'm not going to say it happens to me more than I finish games, because I finish games, actually. I do. I have a pretty good track record of finishing games over a good portion of other people. Like when I play a Resident Evil, more than likely, I complete the entirety of that Resident Evil. I'm pretty damn good about that. When I play Soulcalibur, I can complete the arcade mode or the story mode with at least one character. Like, when I play Dead or Alive, I have been known to complete the arcade run at least once. Like, it just blows my mind. Because I thought maybe this was a problem I had, because I'd been called out for it before. But looking over the trophy things, the achievements, I don't think it's me, necessarily. It makes me wonder, and I can't account for the amount of people that have bought a game, have played that game, and then found out the game just wasn't for them. That happens. That happens. But you imagine that the bulk of people interested in said games bought those games kind of knowing what they were going into. There's the argument to be made that because of things like Humble Bundle, a lot of people may have acquired said game, and then that puts them into the numbers. And there could very well be thousands of copies that were sold because they were on sale and somebody bought them and they're just sitting in there. Because I'll admit, like when the Resident Evil stuff went on sale, I bought all of it. I bought all of it, like every single game that I could buy. And I haven't played them all yet. And if my numbers are accounted into that number, like just because I own Resident Evil 4, maybe my numbers are part of those, haven't saved Ashley at the church or something like that. Maybe. Maybe that's a thing. I don't know. It just it took me by surprise to see just how normal it is to get absolutely nowhere in your game. Something to think about, I guess. Later on.
I have spoken. Take what you will from it.